Everybody. My name is Christina Dotson, and I am the Science Department Chairperson here at Leesville Road High School. I also teach Honors Biology and Honors Anatomy. And I just wanted to make this quick little video to introduce myself and just give you an idea of what we're going to be doing and where you can find certain pieces of information, just in case you have questions throughout the year. The easiest way to get in touch with me is to email me, and then I can share this information with you. But just in case you didn't get to come to meet the teacher or open house, this just gives you a little idea of the things that we're going to be doing in class. So first of all, I do have a virtual classroom, which I am going to share with you. And that's where you can very easily find links to a lot of the stuff that you're going to need in my class or that you might have questions about as far as the class goes. It will also link you to my personal website, which also has a lot of good information, some videos, some practice tests, some practice questions, things like that. And then this is the email that you can use to get in touch with me. And that's probably the best way because I usually will answer your emails within an hour of you sending me whatever information that you need to send me. But we are using Canvas here at Wake County Public School Systems. And it's very important that your student check their Canvas every day. And you will be able, as a parent, to link to Canvas so that you can also check your student's Canvas every day. And that will be coming home in information through a talking point. And if you don't have Talking Point, make sure that you get Talking Point app on your phone. Talking Points is done through Power Schools, and it's basically a way that we can send all of our students and their parents text messages. So if you're not familiar with Talking Points, again, go onto your phone and find the Talking Points app. And if you still have questions, the best thing to do is to contact the front desk, and they'll be able to share with you the person that you need to speak to in order to get enrolled in Talking Points. But again, more on that in a moment. But in order to find my virtual classroom, the easiest way to do it is to go through our Leesville Road High School webpage. Pretty much every teacher at Leesville Road High School will have a virtual website. And you'll just click here where it says Our School. And when you click on that, a drop-down box will show up. You're going to click on Faculty. And then when you click on that, you can basically just pick the department, so science, math, whatever, and type in the teacher's last name, and it will take you to their virtual classroom. But in the case of mine, this is my virtual classroom. I am from Alabama. I've actually spent most of my life here in North Carolina, but I'm a huge Auburn University fan, and so pretty much everything in my house is orange and blue. But I did graduate from Carolina. But orange and blue, Auburn University is my heart. And I have been at Leesville since it opened in 1993. So my daughter is attending Leesville Road High School. And so my goal is to retire when she graduates from high school. But this is my virtual classroom. And again, it has a lot of the information on it that you will need throughout the year. And so I'm going to click on it to take us to a live link so you can see some of the things that will show up on it. But if you click on the picture of me and my daughter, popping out of the magical, fantastical creatures trunk at Universal Studios, it will take you to my professional portfolio and my personal webpage. So it gives you some ideas, a little something about me, and some other things that you might find interesting if you care at all. I also have my own YouTube page. Now, if I click on this, it will show you something totally different than what you'll see because I'm the creator of it. But with my YouTube page, I have created a video for every single lesson we have. So if your student is ever absent, all they have to do is go to the YouTube page and find the video. So for example, if we talked about photosynthesis that day, they can click here. I'll click. Again, it's going to take you to my website and not what you'll see as a person. But I do have videos for every single thing. Oh, there's some pictures of my daughter. Let's click on playlist. But I have videos for every single thing that we've done, and they are in playlist. So if you're in my anatomy class and we're talking about body tissues, you can click there and it will take you to a video recording of every single lecture that I do. So if you ever need to review or you ever have questions or you're ever absent, you can click here and find what it is that you need. Okay. Likewise, I do have a click just for my biology students, and it will take you to a biology page. And again, it will take you to my YouTube channel, and it has a list of all the lectures. They're not in alphabetical order. They're not in any type of order. I'm not sure how they put them in here. but these are lectures for every single thing that we do. And with biology, my students get fill in the blank notes, and that's to be equitable for all reading levels, all IEPs, all 504s. And these notes go along with their fill in the blanks. So if they're ever absent and they come back and they're like, oh, they filled in this worksheet that day, they can come here and find the lectures that they missed. Or if you realize they're having a really hard time remembering the parts of the cell, they're going to have to listen to me again, but here's a place for them to come and find the information that they're looking for. Okay. Also with the biology, you can click here and when it comes to exam time, I do have here exam review material that they can do. Okay. Likewise, with my anatomy, okay, you can click on the anatomy book. This is the anatomy coloring book, which I strongly, strongly, strongly suggest. And if for any reason you can't afford it, let me know. But we don't have textbooks. And so the anatomy coloring book is wonderful because it's actually 2 pages. One side is the pictures, and we use a lot of pictures in anatomy. And the other side is a page of notes. And so a lot of the notes we do in class are already in the book. So all your students have to do is turn to the page I'm talking about and highlight and follow along. And that way they're not rushing to write down a lot of stuff. They can actually listen to what I'm talking about, find it in the diagram. But with that, I do have outlines for pretty much everything we go over in class. So they can use these as study guides. And all of this can be found on my Google Classroom page. Now, since I said I am the department chair, there's other things on here that you can find. Like if you ever need the open house video again, where I explain where everything is, it's going to be right here. When your children get ready to register for classes for the next season, you can look there and there they can find it. But there's a lot more things on here that you will be able to use as we go through the year. Okay. Now, this is what our Canvas, now again, this is what my Canvas page looks like. But when your child clicks on Canvas, they will have their 4 classes. And it's incredibly important that you check Canvas every night. Like I said, when 4 o'clock the evening before, I will post the things that we have for the next day. And your Canvas, again, is going to look different from mine, but I will take you to all my Canvas stuff here. If it decides that it wants to turn on, I'm going to go through and click some of these while it's doing this. Well, maybe it's not going to work for me now, but anyway, you'll click on the Canvas and there should be a thing that says announcements. They'll be able to click on the announcements and it will load. And so you can see what we're doing the next day. So at 4 o'clock, your child will be able to click on their Canvas page. They'll click on announcements and they'll be like, okay, tomorrow, this is what we're going to do. And then likewise, if your child's ever absent, they can look on the announcements and say, okay, this is what I missed in class. And a lot of our assignments are digital. I don't like wasting paper. I don't like students to tell me that they lost their assignment or their assignment got torn or the handwriting is totally, I can't read it. So a lot of the assignments I do are virtual and are digital. And so you'll click on the link, it'll take you right to the Google form, or it'll take you to this thing up here. You'll see it's called a Wiser. Wisers are online worksheets that the students do. So that way they can't tell me they lost it. And the nice thing about Canvas is you can see what gets assigned when and when it gets turned in. So you can say, your kid can say, oh, I didn't know that was due. Well, if you click on the assignment, if it's on there, it's supposed to be turned in. But with the Canvas, you will have a chance as a parent to log into Canvas and see what it is that is being assigned and the assignments that are coming up for your students. Okay. And then again, this will take you to my Google Classroom. I keep saying Google Classroom because that's what I'm used to teaching. This will take you to my personal website, which is linked to our Canvas page. And for my anatomy, if you're in my biology class, you don't need to pay any attention to this. Well, like I was mentioning with anatomy, we do use the anatomy coloring book. And this is the one that I am currently using. It's still in print. And we do use this every day. It's got a lot of pictures in it. It's got great diagrams in it. We use a lot of diagrams. They'll color these. It should be a very easy grade. Anatomy is not easy. And I tell my students that anatomy is hard, but it's hard not to do well. The tests are hard. Okay? But the nice thing about the coloring book is it's just what the name says. They will color pictures. And by coloring pictures, it actually helps them remember where certain parts are. Because believe it or not, they'll say, oh, the parietal lobe, I colored that green. And it'll help them remember where it's found. And it should be an easy grade for them. They'll have 3 coloring book units per quarter, and it should be an easy grade for them if they do it correctly and they complete it and they turn it in on time. But your anatomy students can tell you about that as we go. And like I mentioned, I do have YouTube channels that will talk about all these different videos, any lectures that you've missed, things along those lines. And so I'm trying to get this. Here we go. I'm just kind of talking because my mouse is not working. But like I mentioned, everything that you need can be found on that virtual classroom page. And all you have to do is go to our Leesville page and find it. Okay. I enter grades into Power Schools every day. If your student turns it in first period, it'll be graded second period. It'll be in the computer by third period. If your student turns it in third period, it will be graded and in the computer either that afternoon or the next morning before school starts. So if you look at Power Schools and there's a 0 or what's called not handed in, NHI, NHI simply means your student didn't turn it in. It counts as a 0 in their average. But if you see a 0 in Power Schools, that means your student turned it in and they missed everything. If you see an NHI, a not handed in, that means their student didn't turn it in, so I have nothing to grade. So if you check Power Schools is always current. Okay? Like I said, I enter grades into Power Schools at least once a day. So if a 0 shows up in Power Schools or a not handed in shows up in Power Schools, I did not get it. Okay? Please do not let your students tell you that I have not entered grades in yet. I enter grades every single day. So if you have any types of questions for me as we go through the year, please feel free to email me, cdotson@wcpss.net. And I look forward to working with you and working with your students. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks.